I mean, we're the first team ever out of 1,062 teams to be up to be up 18 with 6 minutes left to go.
What's good, football fans? We are back with another podcast. It's covering sports, NFL segments, and whatever else we can think of. We can just kick it off. It's been a good week of football. I don't know if our teams are ever going to win at the same time.
Yeah, I think we're just going to keep trading on and off. At least when you guys would lose, it was just like a beat down from the beginning. You just knew what was happening from the start.
So we'll get into it, but welcome back for another video, and without further ado, let's do it.
With the 5th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select
Welcome back to The Jungle in the Meadow, a series where we cover the Bengals' performances and the Giants' performances. Because the Bengals played first and won on Thursday Night Football, I think I will go ahead and start. Couple things, obviously, I want to talk about. So let's go back and talk about, obviously, last week I mentioned that CTB needed to step up. It was a big issue. He's been getting burnt a ton, and yes, he needed to step up. He did not step up. In fact, he was a healthy scratch. CTB didn't even play. So at least, that's good to see that Bengals management is actually at least acknowledging the fact, or coaching at least is acknowledging the fact that he hasn't been good. It's good to see that he got the boot.
Yeah, I think that was probably the best case scenario for you guys at this point. Would you love for him to play? Absolutely, but right now he's just not good enough.
No, he's not good enough. Nope. Okay, into the game. So let's start with the first half. Zach Taylor called an incredible first half. I've given Zach Taylor a lot of fits here in the past couple weeks because of his play calling, and I have to give him a lot of credit for his first half play calling. It was impressive. The Bengals looked good. Flacco looked good. The offense was moving the ball. I mean, yeah, I was very, very pleased with the offense. There's not much I can say regarding the play calling in a harsh way.
No, I think the last few weeks was definitely warranted. I don't think he made up for it this week, but the fact that he's showing improvement and showing maybe it was just maybe he just needed Joe Flacco. Maybe that's all it was. So now he's got Joe Flacco. Maybe it's going to be good for a while.
I hope so. DJ Turner is looking like an all-pro right now. I've seen a lot of graphics floating around on Twitter. He looks great. That pick that he had where he ripped the ball out from DK Metcalf on the sidelines, incredible. It was so good.
Insane play, especially to do it to DK. DK's one wide receiver you don't think that's going to happen to. In fact, it wasn't even a pick.
Yeah.
It was almost a fumble. DK has it and he just takes it from him.
No, for sure. And DK had literally just burnt CTB or just out-muscled him on a play previously, so it was good to see, he's been so good. He's been so good. I'm happy to see we've got somebody in the secondary that has been impressive this year. I want to talk about the defense a little bit. That first touchdown drive that the Steelers had, 8.76 seconds to throw for Aaron Rodgers. The recipe for success does not lie within that, because that cannot continue.
No, Aaron Rodgers he's still showing that he's a solid quarterback in the league, but if his, old, wrinkled, veiny, and arthritis-filled body can move around for over 8 seconds in the pocket without you
Veiny is crazy.
Without you guys getting any pressure on him, it's just unacceptable.
Yeah, it's yucky. I thought Joe Flacco was incredible. He came in and played perfect. He was exactly what we've been missing. He just threw the ball to Jamar Chase. Just throw the ball to Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase had 16 receptions, which was a franchise record, I believe. So that leads me to my next point. Jalen Ramsey's a bitch. Oh, man. Buddy was cooked. Buddy was burnt toast.
Yeah, he was rough outing. I mean, he was going up against a great one, but the fact he was just talking, and then Jamar just, like, it's one thing if he caught a couple of deep balls on him, like he got lucky here or there. Jamar he got open every single time.
Get ready to learn Jamar Chase, buddy, because that is exactly what Jalen Ramsey did on Thursday Night Football. The run game looked good. They got Chase Brown going. I was impressed to see them kind of do it. The Bengals had a lot of, I think that was our first week of having over 100 rush yards, I think. I can't remember, but it was nice to see that they did that. The run game definitely needed to get going. So, a couple other things. We got to talk about how good Flacco was, but it also proves how bad Jake Browning is. When Joe Burrow went down, I put, obviously on my Instagram, that Jake Browning was not the answer, and the Bengals needed to go trade for somebody immediately because they cannot let Jake Browning continue to start games because we were going to lose every single game. And that's exactly what happened. And it proves that Flacco comes in, throws the ball to Chase, throws the ball to Higgins, spreads the ball around, gets a little bit to Fant, gets it to Hudson, gets it to Yoshi Voss over the middle. Like, if you are a quarterback in the Bengals offense and you can't get the ball to those receivers, you suck. And that is exactly why Jake Browning was awful. And I'm glad now everybody sees it because I saw it way before everybody else.
Yeah, Jake Browning is atrocious. If Joe Flacco can come in and do that, and everyone knows Joe Flacco's a better quarterback than Jake Browning, but if Joe Flacco's capable of coming in after 5 days, knowing like half the playbook probably, and he's able to beat a division rival, score 30 points, it's rough.
Money Mac has looked good. He's made a lot of field goals. It's nice to see him getting back because obviously he was really good when he first got to the team. Last year he had some issues, got hurt. Cade York came in and kicked for us at the end of the year. But yeah, no, Money Mac's looked good. And then the last thing I've got from the game is one thing I noticed is that at the end of the first half, I think, Zach Taylor, it seemed like the play calls were going to be settle for the long field goal. And Flacco had other plans. Or maybe it was at the end of the game. I can't remember. It might have been at the end of the game. It might have been at the end of the game when Flacco threw that deep ball to Higgins and Higgins slid down. That is a typical Zach Taylor settle for the long field goal move. And it was nice that he didn't do it. And obviously, I think that was Flacco, but it could have been Zach Taylor. And if it was Zach Taylor, I'm going to give him some props because you got to be able to coach a little bit more aggressive. We tried to settle for the long field goal last year. There was a specific game, and yeah, blew it. So, yeah.
With the way the AFC North looks right now and the way the Bengals looked with Joe Flacco, I know your schedule, I believe it starts to get a little easier this back half besides having to play the Ravens twice. Do you feel like, is there any sort of hope there could be maybe a 9
some yaffs
season? Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
Some yaffs. I don't know. I'm not ready to say yaffs yet. I think it's one game. The offense looked good, but the defense didn't look great. They had 2 takeaways, and those takeaways ended up being the difference. I mean, they only forced 2 punts. Like, I'm not going to get ahead of myself and say that, I think this team's like all new and whatnot. Like, I mean, yeah, we're playing the Jets this week, so you know what? Let's go and let's talk about that for a second. We're playing the 0-7 Jets. The 0-7 Jets. The Jets look like one of the worst football teams I've ever laid my eyes on. They just let the Panthers score 13. Good job by their defense, and they could only muster 6 points. If the Jets proceed to beat the Bengals this week, I will be buzzing and bleaching my hair.
Whoa.
That is a promise that I am making.
Whoa.
That is a promise I am making.
Are you a little scared now that Tyrod Taylor's starting?
Yes, partially. The Bengals like to troll sometimes, but I'm just saying, this is a winnable game. This is a more than winnable game. The Jets are 0-7. If the Bengals proceed to lose to the 0-7 Jets, gone. The last time I had a buzz, man, probably like 7th grade. Didn't look great, but maybe the Bengals will save me and get a win. We'll see.
That would be ideal. I don't wanna have to see you with a buzz and a bleach. But here we go.
Yeah, I mean, we'll check the hairline out. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll see. So go Bengals, Houday. Great win. Got my spirits up. Get a win versus the Jets. Don't make me buzz my hair. Let's do it.
There we go. I can give my take on the Giants after this week's pitiful performance. Goddamn. I don't know how to feel anymore. We played a really, really good 3 quarters of football and then allowed arguably the craziest comeback in regular season NFL maybe ever. I mean, we're the first team ever out of 1,062 teams to be up 18 with 6 minutes left to go. We are the first team to lose when we're up 18 in the 6th minute of the game. It was previously 1,062-0. We're also the first team to ever give up 33 in any quarter while missing an extra point in that quarter. I mean, probably the worst quarter of New York Giants football I may have ever watched. It was terrible.
They punted the game away.
100%. And it was so frustrating watching that. I was watching it in the car and I was just so relieved and excited. Then got back to the crib and I was like, holy cow, we're going to win this game. And then I just started seeing flashes of New York Giant football, and then I got worried, and then I just got very, very sad. I think part of my issue, with the whole thing, was that on the 29-yard completion, I think it was to Mims or Troy Franklin, I can't remember, the one that got them to right on field goal, and then they threw the next ball to Cortland Sutton, the one that won them the game. Shane Bowen. You line up 3 to rush him. Like I've said before, our cornerbacks, whether we have all fucking 11 cornerbacks on the field, we're not good enough to rush less than 5. So let alone, just rush 4. You rush 3, and you don't even have your best 3. You have Brian Burns, Thibodeau, and you didn't have Dexter Lawrence out on the field. You didn't have Abdul Carter out on the field. You throw in 8 cornerbacks, 7 cornerbacks, and then Bobby Okereke to play some soft zone in the middle of the field. He's doing anything but making sure Bo Nix doesn't scramble. And we all know that he's not going to fucking scramble. And so it's just why? Why? It's you punt the game away, you punt the game away. Our great rookie quarterback somehow finds a way to muster up a drive where we could actually still win this game. And then Shane Bowen just decides to rear his ugly head and we lose the fucking game. I mean, goodness. It was frustrating. It was hard to watch.
So the Giants, I mean, I remember watching it with you, in here, and thinking, at a point, I was going to turn over, and I remember literally sitting there, and I was going to look over at you and say, hey, how does it feel to watch a Giants football game and sit here knowing this game is over and you don't have to worry? And I am so glad that I didn't say that, but I was thinking about saying that to you. And it's just unbelievable that we went from that to I sat there in silence pretty much the rest of the game because I was at a loss of words of what they were doing.
I think everyone watching the game, Broncos and Giants fans included, were at a loss for words. I mean, I almost never get on my phone during Giants games, and I was getting on my phone during that game. I almost have to, like you said, I can never watch a Giants game and feel confident. In that game, about that 8 to 10 minute mark, I was feeling pretty confident. It was just a rough watch and a rough pill to swallow.
I bet.
To touch on Shane Bowen again, I was starting to give him some grace. We won last week, and I thought he called a pretty solid game holding the Philadelphia Eagles to 17 points. And then this week through 3 quarters, he held the Broncos scoreless. Granted, the Broncos offense isn't incredible, but you hold a team scoreless through 3 quarters, that's pretty good. But when you have Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence are 2 highest paid players, I believe, and then you have Kayvon Thibodeau, who, if we retain him, will probably be one of our higher paid players. They're all voicing their opinions in their press conferences and their pregame conferences, basically saying they don't understand what the fuck you're doing. that's a problem. And like no one should have to do that. Your best players shouldn't be hating on the coordinator. I feel like Dable,
yeah.
I feel like Dable needs to realize this and like please just make
there's
a
an
change.
issue there. There's an issue there. That needs to be changed. But there are 3 players that I think played incredible, and I wanted to mention them at least to boost your spirits a little bit. 2 of which were on the defense. I thought Brian Burns played out of his fucking mind. He gave you guys a really good chance at winning that game.
He did. He did everything he could. Brian Burns is DPOY. I'll say it again. I'll say it next week. I'll say it the week after that. He looked unreal. He's a game changer. He's the best player, and you can tell on a loaded D line. Like it's like you watch our games, and you can tell who our stud on the D line is, and our D line's great. He's got 9 sacks through 7 games, so the dude's on pace for 20. He's also got 9 passes deflected as an edge rusher. 9 passes deflected. Jalen Ramsey probably has 2 passes deflected all year.
Dude, he's a fucking beast.
He's insane.
He's ridiculous. I'll continue. Another guy on the defense, Flott, looked really good. He might be CB1.
He is at this point. He's definitely CB1. I think Paulson Adebo is starting to be an issue. More and more, I think he's a good CB2. Like if Flott can step up and start guarding wide receiver 1s, and we can move Adebo to wide receiver 2s, I think that would make our defensive secondary so much better. But Flott has looked really good. Flott was actually ranked PFF's number 1 corner this week. Flott
okay.
He had an outstanding week. Yes, he looked very good. I no complaints from that part of our secondary. He looked great.
Cool. Yeah. Before I say my offensive player that played really well, thoughts on Deontay Banks?
How do I say this? I want him fired, cut, put on like a medical IR that they put like baseball players on when they just don't want them to play anymore. Anything
phantom IR spot.
There we go, phantom IR spot. If he has to stay on the team, that's fine. I don't want to see him on my field. I know Paulson Adebo got hurt. Throw Brian Burns out in coverage. Sure, throw him out there. I'd rather Brian Burns be in coverage at this point.
Yeah, that's definitely an issue. That's definitely an issue. I feel like he comes in and you see a flag fly and you're like, is Deontay Banks in? And typically that's, yeah.
He's been rough. I might take your player, but I need to touch on Dart really quick. I don't know if that's who you were going to say, but Dart has been great, especially the past 2 weeks. I know he threw a pick, and it was a very bad time to throw a pick, but he's a rookie, and he's going to make those mistakes. It just came at a really rough time. He's just shy of 800 pass yards, 7 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, almost 200 rush yards, and a 62 QBR, which is, I believe, 13th in the league. And he's only played 4 games. Like, the dude is playing very good.
Give Dart his flowers.
He's played really good. He's 2-2 now. Rough loss to the Saints, but a very good win against the Chargers, a very good win against the Eagles. And the Broncos, I feel like he did about everything minus the pick that he could have done to make us win that game.
For sure. Thanks for reminding me you guys lost to the Saints. I needed a little pick-me-up.
You're welcome.
No, Dart has looked good. That wasn't my offensive player, but Dart has looked really good. I wasn't going to talk anything bad about him. That pick was really bad. He just stuck. Scatabo got absolutely blown up on his block. The line folded on him. He just forced the ball. I was just going to mention Andrew Thomas. The dude's a fucking freak. Shut down. Nick Bonito did nothing. Andrew Thomas, I feel like he keeps making big blocks on the edge. Big runs keep happening. Big plays keep happening. I wish the Bengals had a guy like him. Damn!
Andrew Thomas is like that. It's why the past 2 years, with all his injury problems he's had, it's been so hard to watch New York Giants football. Having him back, it makes our O-line completely different. It basically shores up one side of the field. I didn't know if you knew this. I saw a little thing on Twitter. Did you know Nick Bonito spelled backwards as shit? I I mean, goodness. Yeah, I know they won. All right, they won the game. That's fine. But he's yapping all this on Twitter, saying all this shit before the game. You didn't do anything. You did absolutely nothing to win this game. You did absolutely nothing to help your team win this game. And I hope he went to bed knowing that. He is not a good football player, and to say that he is, for even people to say he's DPOY is blasphemous. Brian Burns was the best defensive player in that game, and he's the best defensive player in that game.
No. I was going to agree. I was just going to say, do we know somebody that said Bonito should be DPOY?
I think we do.
We might. Man, we might.
I think we do.
We might.
I'm hoping he's taking that back after seeing how Andrew Thomas bitched him around.
He did. What was I going to say? Yeah, the Broncos looked bad. Like, they looked bad until the fourth quarter. Their play calling was fucking terrible. Sean Payton, his play calling was terrible, and then obviously there were so many unnecessary penalties, like the roughing the passer at the end of the game to extend the game, the face mask, and then Payton running down the field and getting that unsportsmanlike flag. Yeah. Like, you can't fucking do that.
Mm-hmm. It didn't really matter because of that PI, but for some reason, if that PI had gotten picked up, we would have been right back there, at the 10-yard line. So that was a crazy, just lapse of judgment on his part. They just, their red zone play calling, goodness. I thought Mike Kafka was the worst. I think Sean Payton before the fourth quarter is the worst. I mean, the play calling in that one drive where they gave it up to I think it was a left guard fade route to the corner. They had a QB draw in there and then a wide receiver screen. And I'm just like, goodness, you're asking to not score a touchdown.
I know. The Broncos were flirting with they just should have lost that game for sure.
They should have, but they didn't. And let's go Giants.
Let's go Giants.
Last thing I kind of wanted to touch on to kind of just something to think about. I love our young guys. I think they're great. We are the front runners for both Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year right now. And then we have a second guy in Offensive Rookie of the Year that would have his own argument if our quarterback wasn't playing so good. Does this kind of prove that maybe drafting isn't as important? Maybe selling picks is, because you have three of the best rookies out of the class. You could probably argue three of the top 7 or 8 rookies, and we're 2-5.
What was your question again?
I was just saying that does seeing how the Giants drafted so well and hit on all three of our big picks, that picks should be kind of just flipped around for older guys who are going to produce?
Should be flipped around for older guys.
Should you sell like the Rams did to go to the Super Bowl and beat the Bengals, or should you draft like the Giants and try to stack up on young guys?
Oh, I honestly think that's the beauty of the NFL, is that if you can draft well, picks are really useful, and sometimes you can just stack picks and be good with that, and then other times you can trade picks and be good with that too. Like, the Bengals can't fucking draft worth a shit, so their picks are always worth nothing.
Yeah. That's the Giants. It was a rough. I didn't really want to have to deal with that one, but here we are, and we're 2-5. But I can touch on next week's game really quick. That's pretty much all I had on the Broncos game. Play Philly again. If the same thing happens, I'll be surprised. I'm confident we can play with them. I think we're playing good enough football right now where we can play with them, but they're definitely going to come in a little more vengeance now that we kind of knocked them off their throne. Probably going to be more of a get-back game for them. I'd be really impressed if we could win this one. Winning the next Eagles game would honestly hurt a little bit, in a sense, the fact that we sold that Broncos game, because if we win next week, that would have put us at 4-4. We would have been back at 500. Dart would have only lost one game as a starting QB. So do I want to win? Obviously, want to win every single week. Next week, if we won that game, that'll hurt the soul a little bit.
For sure. I think the Giants are not they shouldn't fret or anything. I think that they're all right. Are you thinking Yoffs?
No, not after that loss. I think if they would have won that game, I probably would be on here.
Yeah,
saying,
you would have been on cloud 9, bro.
I would have been saying Super Bowl, which wouldn't have been warranted, but that's where my mind would have been.
Fair.
But no.
Yeah, an Eagles win and a Broncos, like winning over both of them would have been high for the ego.
Going into this Eagles game, trying to get 500, it would have been nice. But yeah, we did it, and that's okay.
All right.
Hello? Dude, the Cowboys still suck.
Next up, we've got Around the League, where we talk different, games, sports scores with the other NFL teams, and kind of what our thoughts are with some of that. I'll let you kick it off. What do you want to start with?
Are the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl this year?
I mean, fucking right now, like
the
fact that I was just gonna say the fact that didn't they win like a lot of games in a row last year? Like they were undefeated for a little bit, and then this year they were like their record wasn't as good, and the team was like, yeah, we feel better about this year than we did last year.
Yeah,
like that's.
I remember. I know what you're talking about. I saw a clip. I think it was a player. It might have been a coach that said something. But I mean, I know it's the Raiders. They're not a good football team, but they dominated them. Mahomes and Spagnuolo and Andy Reid, I feel like, have been kind of holding this team together with glue, trying to play through the defense. You get Rashee Rice back. Right now, I can't say there's another team that's playing better.
It's crazy. They had the same amount of first downs as the Raiders did offensive plays. Like, I don't even, and I can't even, obviously part of the blame's on Geno, sure, but it wasn't like Geno was out there throwing picks. I mean, he didn't look great. He's not like, I mean, yeah, you have a better quarterback, you probably provide some type of offensive spark, but, the Chiefs' defense just fucking suffocated them.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I think the Chiefs looked very dominant on both sides, and they look kind of scary right now.
Yeah. Can we petition to stop sending London NFL games? Because they fucking suck every time.
Yeah. I am at blame. I was convinced the Jags were going to win that game, and I was sorely disappointed because I was finally like, oh, this is going to be a good game. If this is a good game, I think the Jags can come out and, make a good game out of this. Rams just wanted to play with jet lag. Jags are going to win this game. No. The Jags suck in London. Most football teams who go to London suck. Let's just stop. I'm with you.
Stafford had 5 passing touchdowns on less than 200 yards.
Which is unreal.
Which is crazy. It's
because
just like
Kyron didn't even have a good game either, so they weren't rushing the ball very well. It was just they just kept stopping the Jags and flipping the field so
turnover on downs. It was just I petition to stop sending London football games, please.
I would sign it.
I'd fucking co-sign it. Well, where else do we want to go? We could.
I'd touch on. I think we should touch on the Colts.
Okay, let's talk about the Colts.
I don't want to do it. I don't like doing it, but I do think the Colts need their flowers. Daniel Jones
definitely deserve their flowers.
Daniel Jones has looked really good. Jonathan Taylor might be the best player in football right now.
Dude, he's fucking crazy.
Jonathan Taylor as a one human football team is better than the New York Jets.
Yep, pretty much.
I mean, which is unreal to say. I know the Jets are bad, but for you to say that a running back could almost single-handedly beat another team is unreal.
Yeah, I think if the Colts came into Paycor and were like, hey, we're just going to run the ball the whole time, I think I'd give them a better chance at beating us than I would the Jets with passing the ball.
Yeah.
No, the Colts should be 7-0.
Yes.
They beat themselves against the Rams.
Adonai Mitchell beat them against the Rams.
Adonai Mitchell beat them too, but there was yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, they should have won that game. They should be 7-0. JT is probably the best running back in the league. If he's not the best, he's top 2. You got to give Bijan his flowers. But No, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. A lot of conversations are being had about Justin Herbert. I still think he's pretty damn good. I just don't know what the problem was with the Chargers. I mean, Herbert had 420 pass yards.
Unreal.
Like, and it perfectly describes the Chargers. I think they had a bye week, post-bye week Chargers. They turned the ball over on downs on a 23-yard completion. That just sums up the Chargers post-bye.
Yeah, that's about that's what they've done. And the Colts, it's just impressive. They've had a good bit of injuries on that defensive side of the ball, and like they've held it together. They've figured out how to make it work, and they look unreal. But their schedule does get a lot harder the second half, so I think they're really going to get tested. If the Colts come out of the season as an 11-win team, I don't know if there's anyone else that we could say is better than them.
Yeah, Drake May, still balling. He went 21 for 23 on pass attempts.
Best QB in the NFL? Is that what you said?
Yeah, shut the fuck up. We're not gonna give Joe Burrow that disrespect, okay?
He's sitting on the bench because he stubbed his toe.
Stubbed his toe. He tore the fucking ligaments in it. Shut up. I want him back.
I'm so sorry.
Flacco's cool. Flacco's fun to watch, but I want my guy back.
But Drake May's been great. He's been unbelievable.
Yeah, Patriots are a wagon.
Yeah,
Patriots are a wagon, so Patriots look good. So the Eagles are interesting. I want to talk about the Eagles for a second. The Eagles looked better, but still concerning to me. Hurts looked really good. Hurts had probably one of his best games as a passer for the Eagles. I'm pretty sure he had 300 plus passing yards. You know, A.J. Brown had 2 touchdowns, I think.
Smitty
had one. So the reason I say it's a little concerning is because obviously the running game is still not going. Saquon still doesn't look great. Wentz had 300 passing yards through 2 hilarious interceptions. And the Vikings hung around and almost tied the game, won the game.
You could argue won the game. I mean, that Hawkinson touchdown that didn't get called a touchdown, one of the worser calls I've seen recently. And then Jettis, great play by, I believe it was DeJean, but Jettis had a touchdown in his hands, and DeJean was able to go through and break it up. But 2 catches that are almost automatic touchdowns.
That's a little concerning, just in a sense of like, I feel like the Eagles should be handling the Vikings a lot better, and like on a game where their offense kind of lit it up. Like I don't know. The Eagles are probably fine. I mean, they're fucking good. So I'm just.
They're gonna win those games, and they're gonna continue to win those games. The Eagles are just the Eagles, and they're gonna keep winning those games.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the Dolphins.
Tua turned the ball over.
You can't keep starting him.
The fact that Mike McDaniel in his post loss pre-game to this next week's game was able to say, yeah, I'm gonna start Tua next week. What's the game plan? The plan is to not throw 10 picks.
If you have to say that to the media, you're done. You're done.
I think he wants to get fired. I don't think. I think he just wants out. I think he's tired of coaching this team. He doesn't want to quit, so he's just trying to find any way he can make a joking term and just try to get fired by it. Because
no, go ahead. Finish up what you're saying.
If you're a head coach in the NFL, I even think the worst of the. I think if you gave Mike Kafka a head coaching job, I think he would still know to start Quinn Ewers.
I don't think Quinn Ewers is the answer. I'm just saying, in a sense of, when you know your job is on the line, I think that people, head coaches are going to pull out stops to do what they can to try and make sure that they can remain in their position. And I just think it's hilarious that they keep rolling out Tua every single week. He throws 2 or 3 picks every single week, and they're always hilarious picks and awful throws. He's got an 11 to 10 touchdown to pick ratio this year. He's got to be done. Stop starting him. He's got to be done.
Gotta be done. I think, I just don't get it. I don't get how he's still an NFL quarterback at this moment. I'm not saying that he's like he's had a lot of injuries. Like it's fair for him to just call it quits. Like I would understand you've had a lot of brain injuries. Like that's Like it's
I'm not faulting him for it, but you got to be done.
Gotta be done.
It got to be done.
The fact there was a broadcast that was showing it like breaking news on the Dolphins Browns game, and while they were showing, I think it was a pick six that Tua threw. They were like, "Oh, and just now in real time, Tua throws another pick." It's like, oh my goodness!
It's just a joke. It's a joke. It's just like the Dolphins. Fire everybody. Fire everybody. Dumpster fire. Dylan Gabriel, he barely surpassed 100 pass yards. He didn't even need the pass. Like, Judkins had 3 touchdowns. He looked very good. It's just the Dolphins' defense looks like shit. Their offense looks like shit. The head coaching looks like shit. I just am like, as a Dolphins fan, what are you? I was mad 2 weeks ago to watch a Bengals game. I can't imagine wanting to watch Dolphins games right now. You roll out Jake Browning every week. It's I would say it's worse than throwing 2 out. But man, Tua, God.
Bad football player, bad football team.
Yeah, the Dolphins are a mess.
Speaking of bad football teams, I want to touch on the Titans really quick. Just a fun fact. I know you're talking about Vrabel and the Patriots being a wagon. The Tennessee Titans have won 4 games since firing Mike Vrabel. The Patriots have won 4 games since hiring Mike Vrabel. Good job, Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, I didn't think, I understand when teams need a culture shift, UK basketball when they fired Calipari. I don't think Calipari was necessarily an issue, but you needed a bit of a culture change and everything. So I think they should have kept Vrabel in Tennessee, but it wasn't working. So I understand them trying to fix it, but yeah, what they're doing is not helping.
Can we talk about the Seattle Seahawks and Sam Darnold? I think they're legit. I think they're off. I think they're off.
My ego won't allow me to admit that Sam Darnold looks good. But I will say I expected him to come in and be much worse. I thought that contract was going to be a dud. I thought he was going to come in and just not look great at all, kind of revert back to Jets Sam Darnold. I thought he was just kind of in an incredible situation in Minnesota last year. Yeah, Seahawks look pretty damn good.
That defense looks really, really solid. So Darnold necessarily doesn't have to do that much. He doesn't have to go out there and be a stud, which I think is perfect for him. He can go out there and he can just be a very solid QB, throw to a really great wide receiver, and win some football games.
Yeah, no, I think the Seahawks look good. Lions also look stupid good.
Bucks are really banged up. I don't want to use that game to really look at either team that much.
Fair.
The Bucks were very injured on both sides of the ball. Yes, the Lions did look good. They look like very solid, all around put together football team. But I'm gonna skip that game to try to not get any bad ideas.
Fair. Anything else I want to touch up on? Yes. Just I want to make sure I rub it in your face a little bit more. Kyler Murray cannot continue be the starting quarterback for the Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett looks better than him.
He doesn't. No.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
They almost beat the Packers.
The Packers, you can't sit here right now and tell me the Packers look very good right now.
They're a good football team. The Packers are going to be at the top of the NFC for the playoffs.
I feel like the Packers are starting to look worse than what they did at the beginning of the year.
Sure, but what? Okay, get away from the Packers. What has Kyler Murray done? Nothing.
What's Jacoby Brissett done?
More than Kyler Murray's done.
He just has better stats, but he's not winning games.
I guess the Cardinals are a bucket of shit, and he's keeping them in games. Kyler Murray can't do that. Trey McBride looks like a Hall of Fame tight end with Jacoby Brissett. With Kyler Murray, he just runs cardio.
I don't know, man. Your ego won't let you say Sam Darnold's good. My ego won't let me say Kyler Murray's bad.
Well, fucking shovel your ego and throw it away because Kyler Murray is a bucket of shit.
All right, fine. If Kyler doesn't play next week and I have to watch Jacoby Brissett next week, I will watch that game. And if they play good or if they win, I will admit the false fact of Kyler being worse than Jacoby Brissett.
Thank you. Damn. God. Okay. All right. Anything else? Oh, wait. Well, one more game I want to touch up on before we move on. Bears are 4-2. It's kind of an ugly win. Not really an ugly win. Like, they looked okay, but just the fact that the Saints kind of hung around. Rattler threw 3 picks, and the Saints managed to kind of hang around still. I just think, Spencer Rattler's trash. I just feel for Saints fans. Like, when do you give Tyler Shaw a chance?
I mean, I know we don't see practices, so I could see a world where he sucks maybe in practices. But
I thought it was a bad draft pick, but
I agree.
He went to Louisville, right?
Yeah, he's like 26.
I don't know why you'd ever draft from that trash ass college, but I mean, if that's what you want to do.
Lamar Jackson, Donovan Mitchell. Ever heard of him?
Anyway, Louisville's a trash ass college. I wouldn't draft Tyler Show for shit. But if the Saints want to do that, sure, keep throwing away the franchise. Keep throwing it away.
Yeah, they're in a pretty bad spot. I don't think I see the Saints winning more than 5 games in the next 3 years.
The Saints are a bucket of shit. So, anything else, or you want to move on?
I think that wraps it up on Around the League. I don't think this week was crazy, but I did think it had some good moments.
Yeah, it was a good week of football. Every week's a good week of football. God, I appreciate it when it's here because you miss it when it's not. Damn, put that on a fucking quote book. All right, let's move on. We'll head over to the next segment.
Here we got studs and duds.
Let's do it.
I got the QBs and the tight ends this week. Ethan's got the running backs and the wide receivers. I'll kick it off with QBs. And my stud QB of the week is Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Joe Flacco, baby. He still got it. Whoa!
There was a couple QBs in contention, but at the end of the day, 342 yards, no turnovers, 3 passing touchdowns. He looked really, really good.
Yeah.
To get a big win over a divisional team and the Steelers in a primetime moment for a fan base that obviously needed someone to be some sort of light in a dark-ass tunnel that they've been in.
Dark tunnel. Yes. Flacco, baby. Let's go.
I don't have much more to freaking say. 2 is the worst of the week. He's the dud of the week. He's
easy lock of the week. Knew it was coming.
I mean, Gino's the only one who even gave him like a run for his money. But Tua, 12 for 23, 100 pass yards, 3 INTs, and you got benched for Quinn Ewers. Terrible.
I mean, Justin Fields probably could have been considered too, but no, Tua was the obvious pick there. Yeah, he's going out. He's dropping back to pass and just looking for the linebackers. But God, you got to make a QB change, man.
Yeah, so that's our stud QB and dud QB of the week. Next, I got tight ends. Stud tight end of the week. I really don't even know who this guy is. I tried to do a little more research on him.
You had to choose him.
Or Grandson.
Nah, you definitely fumbled that.
Oh, for sure. It's so bad. I tried to look up pronouncements of it. Or a D. Like I don't.
Isn't
know.
it Gadsden?
Gadsden.
Okay.
Gads.
Yeah, no, he's good. He is great.
Big O. I'm calling him Big O.
Big O.
9 targets, 7 catches, 164 yards and a touchdown. Those are like good wide receiver numbers. Like he looked really,
no,
really good.
If he can continue that, he could be tight end 1 over there. Not that they have much competition for that.
Mm-mm. I mean, last week I think he had like a 60 or 70 yard game. Like, so he's building on it. I don't expect this every week, but if he can hover in that like 70, 80 yard realm, get a touchdown every few weeks, That's tight end 1 right there.
For sure. Sure.
Tight end dud of the week. I kind of put this on purely for like the betting and fantasy world. George Kittle. Not that he did anything wrong, but he comes back from injury and he had 2 targets and absolutely nothing.
Looking for George Kittle. See him anywhere?
No,
Nope.
He was a left tackle out there. I think one of his targets was just Mac Jones was about to get blown up and he just like at his foot. He said in his post game to blame Kyle Shanahan. So it's just Kyle Shanahan, thanks for fooling everyone to think George Kittle was going to come back for a bounce back week. And he just did nothing and just kind of put the jersey on, took some pictures, hugged Kyle Juszczyk's wife, and went on with his day.
Yep. Great performance out of George Kittle today. We got a 0, we got another 0, and we got a 0. All right. Anything else, or you want me to go?
No, I got nothing else. Flacco was great. Big O was great. Tua sucks, and George Kittle's still dead.
Yep. All right. Good enough. Let's move on. Let's hit the stud wide receiver of the week. There were a couple guys I was considering. I really wanted to consider Keenan Allen, but they lost. There was another guy I wanted to consider. Michael Pittman, maybe. But anyway, I decided to go with Devonta Smith. Had 183 receiving yards on 9 catches and a touchdown. Obviously, he helped lead the Eagles to that victory. 183 yards is impressive. Anytime you can get up near 200 yards receiving, that's a monster game. And, he's got to get some flowers for that.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you have a mid-tier high school quarterback throwing to you, I think having more than 100 yards per game is impressive. So for
mid-tier high school quarterback?
Did you hear that? Mid-tier high school quarterback, Jalen Hurts.
Just wanted to make sure we're on the same page of who you're talking about.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts, worst quarterback in the NFC East. That quarterback, Jalen Hurts, yeah. So for Smitty to do that with him, great job.
Yep. Okay, dud wide receiver of the week. So there's one guy that I'll just tell you who it is. Jamison Williams. Let me give you an example of how he played today.
Wait, where's J-Mo? Where'd J-Mo go?
He wasn't there. He's running cardio. He looking to catch, no ball. Nothing. J-Mo had nothing. Zeros. 0, 0, 0. Nothing. I mean, easy pick. Nothing. There's nothing else to say. Dude ran cardio.
Yeah.
Nothing else to say.
No.
That's dud wide receiver of the week. Stud running back of the week. I almost reconsidered it because of Gibbs last night, but I can't. JT's the guy. 132 scrimmage yards, 94 rush yards, and another 3 touchdown game, averaging 5.9 yards per carry. The Colts got a franchise back. He's running all over the league. I can't remember if the Bengals play them this year, but if we do, Lord help us, because my God, that dude is on a tear.
Yeah, give flowers to their O-line really quick. I mean, I've seen some clips out there. They have been making some huge gaps for him to fill. Granted, he does a lot of the work himself. He gets there, but little bit of justice to the O-line. For
sure. And then dud running back of the week. He didn't play great. It wasn't terrible. It was pretty poor, but no, it's poor. It's why he's the dud running back of the week. But the dud running back of the week is Chuba Hubbard. And that is because of Panthers management. How can you watch Rico Dowdle put up back-to-back 200 yards games, trot out Chuba Hubbard, watch him get out-carried by Rico Dowdle, and continue to give him carries? This is more so dud franchise of the week, Panthers. It's not so much on Chuba.
No, I feel bad for Chuba. He didn't. No one knew that Rico Dowdle was going to come out and be miles
prime LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, I mean he's unreal. And as a franchise, you have to understand that it's not about friendships, and you have to put the best player out on the field. And
100%.
They're not.
I think
doing
you were that good.
So.
No, yeah, for sure. I know Chuba's got a decent contract, so I do think they probably feel that they have to play him, but you can't. Not when you got prime LaDainian Tomlinson on the bench. You got to keep playing him.
You can't. It's just, you can't.